Hi, welcome to Nanny's Country Treasures. If you're new here, I'm Joanna, and I'm glad you stopped by. It is another So It's Saturday. So, what that means, we're going to be saying so a lot, okay? So, here we go. It is Sewing Saturday. This is the second episode in the Sewing Saturday series. And last week I taught you about the machine and all that. I'm going to do this hopefully every Saturday, or it might slim down once you get the hang of things. I don't know. I'm going to show you easy projects that you can make for yourself or you can give as a gift. So with all that being said, let's get started. So for the first project, this is like super simple, but these make great gifts. I've sold a lot of these, and you're going to need pot holders from the Dollar Tree or anywhere of your choice. You can get the ones with designs, and I'll show you what I mean. Hold on. I got these ones with the design, and I thought that I could do this project, but actually when you fold it in half, you can, but it doesn't, I don't like it. Okay, because my truck is missing. And I know you can do the focal point, but then it says dashing blah 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 twice. So I'm just doing plain because that is better to me. I always rip my funky tag out. And all you're going to do is take your dish towel. You can iron these if you want to. If you want to. I don't. But I'm going to... They're not folded exactly right to where, it meets up with your little pot holder here. You want to be as even as you possibly can. And if there's noise, it's because my tripod is on my table because I didn't know where else to put it. So I'm just going to shimmy these around until I get the middle. That's still a little off. Sometimes you got to shimmy a little more than you think. Okay, that's good. All right, now we're going to get the middle of this, and this is easy to do. You just fold it in half. Now they're not even. It's Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take one of these pins, and I'm going to mark where the middle is, just like that. No big deal, just putting a pin in it. I love these extra long pins. I really love the glass head pins because I just run the glass head pins under the machine. People don't like doing that, but that's okay. Now this is going to hang on the top, so you're going to have to flip it over. My pins are crooked, but I got the gist of it. It's pretty much down this line right here. So that's easy peasy. Now you're going to get the middle, kind of your pot holder, but you want this on this side because you're going to put a button over here. These are going to be hanging on your stove. So now I like to put a mark where my center line is, so I know where I'm going to be sewing. So if I line this up on my grid mat, which is very important when you're sewing, in my opinion, then I know that I should be on this first dotted line. And I hope y'all can see that. On the first dotted line. And then I am just going to take a pencil. You won't see it anyway. And I'm going to put my line right there. Now, when you get this done, this will fold up, this will hang down, and it's going to be really pretty. I promise. I have sold a butt ton of these. Now, I'm just going to remove these pins because I don't need them there anymore. And I'm going to pin it, making sure that I get all the layers of the towel. It came through right there. You can't see it, but I can. Okay. Now, we're going to go to the machine, and I'll show you how to sew the line, doing back stitching and all that jazz. Okay, now, I have my sewing machine threaded with red, and my bobbin is threaded. They're both strung through and pulled through the back. And you're just going to take this, and you want at least a 12, if not a 14, to go through the thickness of this fabric, and that's what size needle. Get it under there, put your presser foot down. You're going to be sewing a straight stitch, so make sure your machine is on straight stitch. And you're going to sew a few stitches. And then you're going to hit the back stitch. And it's over here on this machine. Usually it's on this side, or if it's push button, sometimes it's up here. You push your lever and engage it to go backwards. You always want to do that to secure your stitches. Then all you got to do is keep this mark in the middle of your presser foot. And I've got my towel going to where it's not going to get caught, but sometimes if it was folded the other way, you'd have to watch and make sure your towel does not get caught under there. And then you're just going to sew your straight line across. And then when you get to this end, you want to back stitch again. And it was that easy. And then I use my side cutter. Now, I'll show you how to get the button on. Okay, so you can sew a regular button, such as, whatever, on here. But I find it's easier to open and shut them when you have a button with a stop on it, or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But anyways, I cover my own buttons. You can buy these at any craft store, Walmart. They come in little packages and they're kits. And with this one, you get your rubber piece, your little pouncer piece. This is your button, and this is your thing. There's a pattern in there. You cut your fabric, you lay it over this, okay? And then what you're gonna do is, why am I holding that? You're gonna push your button down in there. Then you're going to just fold all of this fabric in there, okay? Take your cap or cover, pusher, whatever you want to call it. Take this part, push. You'll hear it pop. When it pops, push it back out. You have your button. Easy peasy. These are the way that I like to do my buttons, and I'll sew that on by hand. So to do this, of course, you just thread your needle and knot it at the end. And you're going to put this right here where this will come down and catch. So I know it has to go here. So I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to poke up through there. I think I am. Okay, there I am. Up through there. Through your button loop thing. And then you want to go back through. And then you're just going to catch that several times. And it doesn't look like it's in the middle, but it will be by the time I get done. You're just going to go up. You typically try to go in the same spot. Up. Through. I hate hand sewing. And then back through. And you do this several times, and then you'll tie it off in the back. So now, once you get your knots in the back, and I just go through the thread and then pull up through the loops, and then I'm done. Your dish towel will go right over your stove like that right there. These are so decorative. They are so cute. You can actually use them if you want to, but that's how you do these. These make great gifts. If you have an embroidery machine, you can embroidery up here. If you have a cutting machine such as a Cameo or a Cricut, you can heat press something up here. You know, you can dress these up more than what they are, but all you need to know on this is just a straight stitch, back stitch to secure, back stitch to secure, and you are done. You can zigzag these if you want to, but this holds for me. I've never had a bit of problem, and I've washed them for years. So that's project number 1 down. Okay, we're going to be making some simple coasters. And for this one, you're going to need your fabric. I am going to use my mat, one of my rulers, and my rotary cutter because it's just easier for me to measure that way. And then you're going to need something for the inside. This is one of the towels, shop towels from the Dollar Tree in the automotive section. I use these for a lot of things, but they work and they absorb, so they're great. So anyways, you're just going to need your fabric. You can use fat quarters if you see fat quarters. I'm just going to, in no random way, cut a piece of this off because you have to iron it. And this is just how I'm doing it. And I know you hear that in that phone, and I apologize. Okay, so I have my fabric cut, and well, at least my initial piece. So what you want to do is iron this piece because your fabric's usually wrinkly. And I pre-wash all cotton fabrics because these coasters are going to be washable, and cotton shrinks. The only fabrics that do not shrink is rayon, polyester, some stretchy fabrics like that. They do not. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to iron this fabric and I'll be back. That was quick. I love my steam iron. I'll have it linked in the description. You can take, and what you want is I'm on the wrong side. I hope you can see me over here. I'm doing a 5x5, and the reason being is because we have big cups. No, just kidding. We do have some big cups, but anyways. You got to add your seam allowances. So I don't do a big one, so it's going to bring it in some. So I'm going to do 5x5 squares. So to cut mine out, I am just going to fold my fabric, and I'm going to cut 5x5 squares. Now, if you don't have a rotary cutter, a mat, and a ruler of any kind, which I'm going to switch and get a different ruler with a handle. So, yes, I'm that one that's scared to lose a finger. But anyway, if you don't, you can just make a 5x5 square of paper and use that for a pattern template. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my folded edge along this line right here, so that I know that I'm cutting on lines. I just got to count them. So this will be 5 right here. So I'm just going to take my rotary cutter and not using the handle. And there is my 5 right there. I'm going to turn it over, and I am going to even my edge and then go 5 down. So I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off because that's just how I have to even this up. It may not be that way for you, but that's how I have to do mine. So now I'm going to go up 5 inches, okay? So it would go right here. Y'all, I'm backwards working on this thing and I don't like it. And I'm going to have to hold here, and I hate my fingers being in the way. But anyway, you're going to cut your 5x5 squares. That's one. And this one, I'm just going to use this as a template and get that out of my way. I'm going to put this down, use it as my pattern, and I am just going to cut. Now I'm going to take this edge right here and I'm going to go in all my layers, and I'm just going to cut straight down and do it again on the second set. Now let me see how many I have, because I usually like, I don't know why, I like 5 coasters. I don't know. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4. I'll do 4. Okay. So now you're going to take these, and you need 5 squares of the white. And I'm just going to line these up, and when I cut them, it is going to come out right. I'm just using this as a pattern. So then we cut, because we need 4 of these. I think I said 5 earlier. I'm just stuck on 5, y'all. Stuck on 5. You want to cut these the same size, because when you flip them, you don't want the inside to go in. So make sure you do this. You don't cut your fabric pieces. Alright. Now what you want to do is you want these right sides together, okay? But your middle, now this is confusing. Your middle has to go on the bottom, and then you put one on top. That's the wrong way. No, that's the right way. One on top, and then this one on top. And I'm not sure that makes a difference. So when you flip these in, this will go inside of these. And that's going to create your inside. So now I am just going to pin them along the edges. I don't put a lot of pins in if I don't have to put a lot of pins. And I guess my opinion matters because I'm the one doing the teaching. So again, you're going to put this down. Then you're going to put, there's a right side and a wrong side. You're going to put your right side, your right side up, wrong side to the fleece, or whatever that is. And then you're going to put your other one right side to right side. And you're just going to sandwich those together and stitch them. Now, when you stitch these, you're going to stitch a line. I like to start this way. I know I have to have an opening to flip them. So I'll start here, go down, turn, go down, turn, go down, and go. And leave this open. So that way I don't have to take any stitches out or anything like that. I'll do one, or I'll do these two to show you what you're doing. I certainly hope you can see me good enough. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down, and I am going to leave my needle in the middle, and I am going to use the edge of my presser foot as the guide to my fabric, okay? So I'm just going to put my presser foot down. Your presser foot usually releases here or back here, by the way. I don't even think I told you that in the first video. So I'm just going to sew a few stitches, back stitch to secure, go down till I'm almost at the end. Turn your wheel till your needle goes down, turn your fabric, sew straight across. Leave a little space, turn your needle down, turn your fabric again. Same thing, space, turn. Space, turn. Back stitch. Now you're going to do this on all 4 of your pieces. And that fuzzy stuff gets everywhere. Now what you're going to want to do, and I'm going to show you right here. I took all my pins out, okay? Now I'm going to take snippers and I'm going to clip, not these snippers. Oh, ow, pinch my finger. I'm going to clip my corners off. Don't clip your thread, just clip your corners. This will make it easier for turning and it won't be so bunchy. And I'm going to clip my strings while I'm here. I hope y'all can see me. My hands might be in the way, I don't know. But anyways, just snipping off the corners. And yes, I'm throwing this in my floor. I'll clean it up in a minute. All is not lost. It happens. Okay. Now, look at that. I missed my fabric. Okay. Find your opening right here. And you're going to take your 2 cotton pieces. And you're going to push these out. And what I do to make it easier is I stick my thumb in there. My thumb's the only thing in the hole. And then I take my finger and I push this in while I got it gripped with my thumb, and then I pull that out. That's how I can turn stuff easier if I can get my hand in there. You know, I'm going to have to hurry. My hubby's coming home from work and he's going to want something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Man's got to eat. Y'all probably don't like my nonsense talking. I don't even know. I talk to myself randomly. That's just me. It's just what I do. Okay, make sure you poke your corners out. You can use a knitting hook if you have one. This is just a dowel that came in some stuffing that I had bought at one time. They come in the name brand polyfill stuffing, usually. And I just use that to push my corners out, okay? You just want to make sure that your corners are out. You want to use a coordinating thread. Since this has red in it, I'm just leaving my red in there. Now, you want to take these, make sure they're folded in, take it to your ironing board, and press it really, really good with steam. Now it's all pressed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, make sure your thread's behind you. Take my needle and I'm going to sew a line right here. But what this machine does is I only have a left and a middle. Okay, left and a middle. I don't want that big of a stitch. So I'm going to move it to the left. And then I am going to make sure that this goes in the middle guide of my presser foot, because I'm just wanting to catch the outside to to make sure everything secures. And then you want to back stitch, go forward, and you're just creating a little line all the way around. Stop when you get to the end, leave the needle down. Now when you get to the end where you were, you just turn it and you sew over your stitching and then back stitch to tie your stitches off. And then you're done. Clip all your threads, and there it is. Now if you want to, you can sew stripes in here and make X's down through it just to, you know, hold it all down, which I think I'll do that. I really do. So I'm gonna put it back in the middle. You do not have to do this, but I am. There went my thread. I didn't have enough pulled out. Hold on, y'all. So I'm back threaded, and I am carefully gonna go from where those stitches are. It goes right down in there, and I'm gonna go all the way across to the other edge. Now your coasters are done. Once you do all 4 or 5 or however many you do. Now here are the 4 finished, and your cup sits on them just fine. No wobbles or anything like that. And for options of storage or gift giving, one option is to get a little Dollar Tree crate or one of their boxes, and they just sit right down in there, you know. Easy peasy with that one. You can stain or paint your box. You can put a little, you know, a card on the front. I've done things like that in my videos. Or, y'all believe I don't have no ribbon? I mean, really? But anyways, I got this. I don't know where I got it. It might have been Hobby Lobby. Sorry, that was loud. I apologize. I want this green one. If this was ribbon, you could take ribbon and just put it around this way, go around this way, twist, go this way, back around this way, and then all you do is, I tie funny, y'all. Tie your little knot in here. I mean, tie your little bow in here. And then you can clip your string and give your coasters as a gift. Stocking stuffers, anything like that, you know. They're just real cute. Real cute. Well, that's it. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to be a part of my YouTube family. I have a wonderful group of subscribers that always leave me nice comments. They're so kind, and I want you to know that I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you hopefully next Saturday. all the products that I used. If I can, I will link them in my description box for you. Thank you for watching, and remember, you are a blessing. Bye.